everyone, it's Nana and Ria. Today we're going to be doing some gel printing because lots of you have been requesting it. And I'm back. So I've got some deli paper here and I've just folded it back gently with some blue masking tape. Let's get started. I'm using quinacridone magenta, viridian green hue, chromium green oxide, and Payne's Grey. They're all by Atelier. And I'm using a hint of Tide and Buff Light to lighten some of the colours on the gel plate. I've got my botanical. I've got lots that we found from our garden. And let's just get into it. The first layer is going to be the greens. I'm going to mix these two together and just see what happens. We're using the free flows because it's not a hot day today, it's pretty cool, so we're able to use these. A little bit of that one, and a little bit of the chromium green one. And a teensy bit of Tide and Buff Light. Oh. Sounds like me in the toilet. Okay. So I've got the brayer and I'm just going to roll it. Make sure to use aeroplane motions. It's actually a nice colour. The purpose of these gel prints is to glue them onto your painting, and it gives it some nice detail and texture. It's kind of making some little holy things, but it's alright, gives more detail. Okay, so I'm just rubbing it onto a piece of paper. Nothing special. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use is this big old leaf. Look at that. That looks cool. And I think that's all I'm going to use. So I'm going to gently put it on to the plate. Just spread. I'm going to use a Baron because the leaf is pretty flat, so it's okay for me to use this. Okay, let's see how it turned out. That actually looks pretty nice. And I'm going to get the detail. Actually, so this leaf is still wet. So what I'm going to do is put this on here and just stick it on. I don't expect to get that much detail, but it's still a little bit, which is nice. Ooh. And that can be used as collage. Okay, moving on, back to this. Let's see what it looks like. Whoa. Looks very nice and very detailed. Moving on to the next layer. That's what it looks like. It's very, very pretty. moving on to the next layer. Thinking of using some Payne's Grey. Can't go wrong with some Payne's Grey. So this will be my dark. I'm not going to add too much. Hopefully that's enough. Okay, that's definitely not enough. Maybe that much. I always add little by little because if you add too much, you can't take it back. And I still don't think that's enough. It's fine, could work. This will just be a very faint layer. Don't forget to get every nook and cranny. Okay, just rubbing it off. I'm thinking this time I should do feather. And this leaf with some cool holes in it. And one more. I don't know what this is called.
Oh, Banksia.
Banksia leaf. Okay, we'll just put that on. These are pretty flat, so I'll use the Baron. Actually, I'm not, because it's not that flat. There we go. Looks pretty nice. I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to get the other print that I had of the leaf. Just stick that on for some detail. You don't always have to keep the detail, and you can just put it on another sheet. There we go. That actually looks really pretty. This is what it looks like. And let's move on to the last one. Oh, this one's nicely shaken, I think. Pink is very overpowering. I'm going to use the Titan Buff Light and make it a bit lighter. I'm using these colours because I right now am in the middle of a big abstract that's going to hang above my bed, and this is going to be good collage for that painting, and I think it'll look really nice. I'll do a little bit more. The purpose of the Titan Buff is to make it lighter, and this one's a bit old, so it gives it some nice texture too, which is a plus. But if you don't like texture, then you can just use a different colour. These colours really match my bed, and it'll match my abstract too. Into a piece of paper, and a good thing with these papers too, if you like them and they look good, you can also use them as collage. This time I'm going to use these bad boys. I don't know where they're from. They're from like a bush, I think. Look.
Agapanthus.
An agapanthus
Leaves.
leaf. There we go. Make sure to get all the detail, and this time I am grabbing the detail because this is the final layer, and I think it'll look pretty cool. It's all the time it's a big surprise because on the back it looks cool, but you never know what it looks like from the front. Okay, I think that's good. Nice. That does look pretty good, but I'm going to snatch that detail. And I'm just pressing it onto this one. Because while the leaves are wet, you might as well press it. And I'm going to grab the detail. Get the berry. It is wet, so I'm going a bit more careful. Being more cautious. Yeah, make sure not to press it too hard. I think that should be good. Let's see. Not bad. Okay, I'm now lifting the tape, being very careful. Fold it over. And this is print number 1. Looks pretty nice. Now moving on to my Nana's turn.
Hi everyone. It's great to be here with Ria today and doing a joint video again. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've actually done any gel printing, so bear with me. Might have forgotten a few things, not sure. So today I am going to be using, I decided to start with a few bright colours. So I've got Cobalt Turquoise Light in the Atelier Free Flow, and then I've got the Cadmium Orange in Free Flow. I'm just giving it a bit of a shake here, so I don't get used all that often. And then a Payne's Grey and some Ara, seen better days, just got a bit of the air out of there. Ara Titan Buff Light, if I want to make it a little bit lighter. So, for the first layer, I'm just thinking I might do the dark one first, I think. So I'll put some Payne's Grey on. Okay, gonna have to get used to how much to put on again now. Okay, might get a bit more than that actually. Okay, just rub that off on our bit of spare paper there. Now, I've got a few flowers here, so I thought I might use them before they get all worn out. Actually, I might put that down that way. And some, I forget the names of these. I'll have to look it up, but they're very pretty. One there, one here, and I'm not quite sure what this is. It came on one of my deliveries, so I thought I'd throw it in. And this is an actual leaf from these purple flowers. I did have some more in my bucket somewhere. Oh, here they are. Okay, so let's see how that goes. So I'm trying some rice paper. I normally use the deli paper, but I thought I'd give the rice paper a go today. Just got to be careful not to press down too hard where the flowers are because of those hard bits in the middle, the raised bits. So just trying to get as many details as I can. Just push down in the middle to get the middle bit. Okay, let's see how we go with that lot. Okay, back we come. Take these off. Oops, I lost a few petals. Can you grab me the tweezers, please, darling? Thank you. I'll have to keep them handy. You might need them too. Okay, so coming back to the detail. It's quite wet, so I'm not going to push too quickly or too randomly. Okay, just trying to get the finer detail on those flowers. Looks like it's picking up there, and the leaves. Okay, so let's bring that back. Oh, that's looking pretty awesome actually. Look at that. Okay. That turned out really nicely. I like that. Let me show you. Okay, it's very pretty. I could actually use that quite nicely as a collage, so I don't know if I'm actually going to go over that one. Let me think. You know what? I think I'll keep that one. I think that would make some beautiful collage bits out of that. So I might just use the blue and the orange to do one on the deli paper. And then that would be... I'll just show you this one so you can see it properly. But that's really delicate and pretty, and I could actually see myself using these little flower pieces, even this one and a couple of leaves as a collage. And I don't want to cover them over with other things to distract from them. So, yep, I'm going to keep that one. All right. And now I'll use these tweezers just to get some of these bits off here. That's off the white one. Okay, I won't use that again. It falls apart too much. Tweezers are very handy. One of my subscribers gave me that hint a bit ago, and great idea. Okay, so still got a bit of the dark blue there, which is fine. So put down some blue. Got a bit of that. No, I got it. Okay. And very quickly, I might put a big leaf down there. And a fern down here. Is that the right side? Yes. Okay. So just giving good pressure, nice and evenly. And so what you're trying to do is to get the definition around the leaf, so making sure to get all those nice edges, especially with this one where there's so much detail, lots of little leaves. So you're trying to get that, but you're also trying to get the fine details from the actual underside of the plant that you've chosen. So you're wanting to get the sides and the edges and the underside. So nice firm pressure. So you just need to judge your time on the type of day, whether it's hot or cold, whether your paints will dry really fast or not. We've got a coolish sort of day, so I'm not in too much of a hurry. So I'll take that off and bring it back for the detail. Which through the deli paper you can actually see that you're getting some nice textures and details there. Just popping Rhea here and just getting some of that detail because it is still quite wet. Just putting it on some copy paper. And that turned out really nicely. So I might as well try the fern too. See if it's got any paint left on it. And it does. So another suggestion for this, of course, is if you've got a painting that you're in the throes of the beginning. I've done this with some of my abstracts and actually used the paint on the back of the leaf to put on the canvas. And again, it turns out like this and is a really nice underpainting or something that will show up from the layers underneath. Okay, so let's bring this up. And that's really pretty. Okay, so let me see if I can show you even just half of it. So that's what's coming through, and there's the fern. I'm not sure if you can see that too well. A bit of the fern. Let's bring that down. So it's quite pretty, and then yep, the fern. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Bring that camera back. Okay, now I've got to get it back where we started from. All right, so now it's turn for the orange. I might clean this plate actually because there's still some wet paint on there. Thanks, Rhea.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've got enough blue on my page at the moment, so I don't need all this extra colour to come through. I want to see some of the orange. And we all know that orange and blue makes brown, makes mud. So I don't want that either. But together, when they're nice and crisp and clearly defined, beautiful complementary colours. Okay, I think that should do it. All right, now, get this back in place. Okay, so some pretty orange. Let's see how we go with that one. Okay. Yeah, getting a few dots and things there. It's because these paints are actually quite old. And yeah. Okay, I'll try and be quick. Might do this fern. Okay. Actually, what I was planning to do was to actually put the piece of paper that I put these prints on down, and I forgot. So I was wanting to pick all the orange background up on that page. But it's on this one now, so too late. Okay, so try and just make sure you try and get as much of these outer details, the lines around the outsides of the leaves, so you get all of that. All right, it's getting quite wet, so just being very careful pulling that back. And I'm not sure what I'm going to get here because this paint, I'll have to use a different orange next time, I think. Okay. I think it's just going to be orange colour on the blue, the blue bottom, because this paint, obviously, it's maybe not shook up enough. It's not had a good enough shake to make sure. Maybe we pick our colours while you're watching and you can shake them for me and then I can shake yours for you. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, I'll just take that off the tape. And let's have a look what we ended up with. Okay, so, okay, not quite sure what you can see there. You can sort of see the fern, but you can definitely see the blue ones underneath, so I think I'll just let that dry. But yeah, I think out of those two, I'd have to say this one on the rice paper is my favourite. I think that's just gorgeous. And I'm just thinking, what would look really nice on here would be to glaze over this with a bit of the purple, to put a bit of the purple colour into these leaves. That would look really awesome. Or just have it as like a black and white, a blue and white, as a collage. So yeah, anyway, so that's my turn. Back to Ria. I'll just clean this plate and she'll be with you shortly.
I'm back, and I've got my paints. I've got yellow ochre, raw umber, and light red ochre. So this one's going to be more of a neutral tone thing. Yeah. So I'm going to start with raw umber, which is obviously the darkest. Let's give it a little square. And then I'm going to roll it on. Okay. Making sure to cover everything. Okay, I think that should be good. Just rolling it onto the paper. This time, I'm thinking maybe this, like, branch just along there. And a bit of grevillea just peeking out from there. So the grevillea is known for losing its seeds, so I'm going to use these tweezers like nana if anything comes off. Okay. Just push it on. This is so satisfying.
Anything that crinkles is satisfying to you.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that should be good. Make sure to really get it on there. Just put it back. And then, ooh, that looks nice. Just going to get another piece and stick it on, just to see if I get anything. Didn't get much, but still something. We'll try with the grevillea. Probably not. Still something.
It all builds layers.
Okay. this one's not as wet, so I can go a little bit harder. Okay. That should be good. Ooh, that's actually quite nice. That's what it looks like. It actually looks pretty cool.
It does. Nice.
Okay. Next one is going to be the yellow ochre. I love this colour. That's a lot. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. This one will just be a very opaque layer. Okay, that's a lot. Let's brayer it. Actually, it's not that much. It's actually not that much.
Who are you trying to convince?
That actually looks just rolling it on the paper. Now, that's fine. Okay.
She's pinching Nana's leaves.
We had our own separate buckets and I thought that one was mine. This flower's pretty nice. Okay. Just be careful of this stem. This leaf is really, really pretty. I'm just gonna...
It's a shame the colours don't come out on the gel plate.
Yeah. It's really pretty. Just gonna...
It's a maple leaf.
Right in the middle. Okay, that should get lots of detail. And I'm gonna do a fern, because I haven't done a fern. It'll be like there. And a little feather. This one's so
Make a suggestion. You're going to lose a lot of your ferns, so why don't you do that in your next layer?
I know, oh, look, you're just gonna get half. This looks good. Okay. And then with the flower, just be really careful. I'm just gonna push that down. Making sure not to rip the paper, because I've done that many times. Okay, should be good. Back. And I'm gonna get the detail. I'm just gonna put this leaf onto deli paper, because it's pretty like a loose wet. Okay, that's something. Something's better than nothing. Oh, that's a pain. There we go. Then let's get these tweezers.
Just make sure not to dig them in.
A little bit here. Use the Baron. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Not that good. It's alright, but like not the best.
So they're very similar colours. You wouldn't think so, but yeah, when it's on top of the brown. That's a pretty colour.
This colour is pretty opaque, so I don't need lots of it. It's nice reddish. that much. Let's get this. Okay. Roll it onto the plate. And I'm going to use this thing again. This one has got really nice holes in the leaves, just peeking out. And another one. Okay, that one looks good. Just gently getting all the details. So this one I'm going to get all of the detail and the main colour. Okay, should be good. Oh, I'll get a bit more. Just making sure to get all of the paint. Just get it in that area. Here. Okay, this should be good, I think. I don't know. Okay, then we'll get the detail. Get the barren. Slide it across. Making sure to get all of the detail and all of, or most of the paint off the gel plate. Okay, should be good. Time for the reveal. It's actually not that bad. There's lots of detail. You can see, like, it's very busy. You can see stuff everywhere. It's not that bad, actually. It's got nice colours, like reflects a bit. But, yeah. Now it's my Nana's turn.
So it's Wendy back again. This time I will be using Viridian Green Hue, Yellow Ochre, and the light Red Ochre. I've got a collection of maple leaves here that we got off one of the trees in the backyard. And as you can see, it's autumn here in Australia at the moment. I did a recent commission using autumn colours, so I thought it would be nice to have some collaged leaves in the autumny colours. So let's see how this goes. So I thought I'd start with green for the first layer. So I want a nice rich layer of green on the bottom. Just spreading that to cover the bottom plate. Okay, I need a little bit more. It's doing the old making holes. Oh, what does this keep plugging up for? Okay, let's try that again. I'm just going to put just the straight green to start with. So this one is not having any botanicals on the bottom layer. And we'll have a green background, that's the plan anyway. So having a few of those little dots is nice because it gives me a bit of texture there. Okay, and so as I said, I wanted that nice solid green bottom layer, and just lifting that phone up a bit, so that's what I've got. So I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so back to the gel plant. Might just give that a bit of a wipe off. Okay, that's enough. All right, so now I'm going to put down a mixture of the light red ochre. So that, and then the yellow. Okay. All right. The red sort of took over there, but that's okay. All right. So, lovely big one there. Put that one there. Okay, now, there's my scissors. I just want to cut that off here. And as I bring this over, I want to try and lay them down and lay these down. So just pressing on those leaves, trying to get any details from them, plus of course the outline. Okay, I'll pull that back. I'm just going to put that on the other piece of paper that I've got. And again. Okay, let's see if we can get some details there. As I'm doing that, I'm also trying to push down the leaves on the other one. I'll show you that one in a minute. Now I have to be very gentle here because it's very wet. So being very, very gentle. Okay, let's see how we've gone. Well, it is tearing, yeah, because it's incredibly wet. Okay, that's a shame because it's turned out to be really pretty, but it doesn't hold up as well as the deli paper. So I'm going to repeat that because I really like that. I'm going to repeat it now with the deli paper. That rice paper, yeah, after getting 2 lots of paint on it, it's just ripped to pieces. Look at that. So what's there is pretty, but as I said, I'll do it again using the deli paper this time. going to clean that off. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to use a piece of copy paper. Maybe that can lift the rest of the red paint off for me. Nope. Okay. All right, what I might do. Pressing down that other wet leaf. Okay, so that's what I've got so far with that one, just a bit of everything. I'm thinking I might put some, maybe some yellow on this one and try and pick that up. Just don't want to waste it all. Just when you're trying to pick this up, you only want a very thin layer. Okay. And that's the thing with the jelly paint. It's always a bit of an experiment. But it's fun. You don't know what you're going to get, and if you see something like I just did and the paper tears, well, have another go using a more sturdy paper that you know will hold it. I was actually just trying out that rice paper today. It's the first time I've ever used it, so I know now that it's good for quick pulls of just maybe one layer, and that's what I did the first time I used the rice paper, which I didn't realise, but I did only use it with that Payne's grey. Turned out really pretty, but yeah, luckily I didn't keep going with it. All right, let's see how this goes. I might leave it a bit longer. Get the barren. And just be patient with this. I think when you leave it on there for a little bit longer, you get a better result. Okay, let's see how we go. Oops, it's tearing now. What's this with the tearing paper today? Not that wet. Okay. All right, that's quite pretty. You can see some leaf shapes there and some beautiful browns and yellows. So could definitely use that for some collage. Okay. Yeah, it was better than wasting the whole thing. So I'll just clean this off. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to clean it off. I'll leave it there. Just getting the bit of paper off that tore. Okay, so back to the green. I better take this on. That one. So just taping that down so I can bring it back. Now my tape's tearing. It's going to be one of those days, I think. Try again. That's better. Okay, so bring it off. All right, so giving this a nice shake. Oh, stuck again, goodness me. Where's the stick I had? There it is. Okay, let's see how this goes. This paint isn't working that well, to be honest. It's, but I did like that bit of sort of texture that it left before. Probably won't do it this time now. No. Okay. Getting the paint off the brayer and bringing this over now just for that first green layer. Okay. Okay, it's very wet, but not much I can do about that now. Just got to make sure the deli paper doesn't tear. It's usually pretty good, but then again, I don't have it extremely wet all the time. I'll just try and get some of that green off of this. Okay, still a lot there. Just bring some copy paper over. By putting this on there, I can just save this and use it for another pull. Okay, so I'll use that for to use as a base and put some other stuff on it at a later date. Okay, now I'm putting bits of red. I'm going to put a bit less of the red this time and more of the yellow, but trying not to overdo it so as to make it too wet. Okay. So I'm just making sure I've got all the green off my brayer, and I haven't, so okay. Just rub some of that off. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. So getting this big one on again. And this one here. And this one here. And this one here. Okay, let's go. Just being very, very careful. try not to rub it, just pushing on it. So I can feel that the paper is quite, and it's starting to tear too. I'll have to make the green lighter next time by the looks of it. Oh no, it hasn't torn. Just a bit of leaf has come off. Okay, so I'll take these off. And back we come. Okay, I'm going to go with the Baron very gently. So far, the deli paper has held up. I'd say by now the rice paper would have torn again. I think next time when I use the green, I'll use a different paint because I needed to put a lot of that one down to get some paint on there, whereas if I use a different sort of green, a different paint, a different brand, I won't have to worry about that so much. Okay. Let's see how this one looks. Okay. All right, it's quite pretty. I don't think I like it as much as the one that was on the rice paper. But you can see the outline of the leaves. Not so much detail, I don't think. A little bit, but yeah. Okay, I think the green needs to be less paint, I think will be the trick. So, all right. I'm going to leave that one there for today. But again, I can use this for collage. And it's sort of really pretty. I mean, and there's areas here that the red light ochre, or the light red ochre, sort of looks like a coppery a little bit. It's quite pretty. I think that's probably the yellow ochres that's brought that up. But interesting. Okay. All right. I'm going to try one more. I'm going to get a different green. Okay. I'm going to try Ara Sap Green. And let's see what happens with that. So, get my deli paper again. Stick that down. Okay, bring that over here. All right, let's go with this. So I won't need to put as much. Let's try that and see how we go. Okay, so need more than that. Very nice light coat there. All right, so bringing that over. it's not going to be as wet this time. Okay, so much drier. A nice little effect there from what was left on the plate. So I'll pop the lid back on that one and we'll go for the red ochre again, but much less, not so wet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where's the yellow ochre gone? Here it is. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Might just put a little bit more yellow. Okay, lost it again. All right, back with the leaves. Okay, so we've got that one there. Where did I put my leaves? Oh, here they are. This big one again. Actually, no, I don't have the big one. This one here. This one here. And I'm going to put a little one just on there. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, not as wet, which is much better. Yeah, there's definitely too much paint on that last one, and it not only muddies up your details, but it just ends up with the paper tearing, and yeah, not a good result. So this should work a lot better. And being able to put that thinner coat of green on the bottom was a good thing too. Okay, all right, I think that should do. Bring that back over. Yeah, that's looking much better. Okay, so I'll bring these off. These leaves have seen enough for today, and then bring them back over to the detail. Okay. Bringing the barren, I can press it a little bit harder this time because it's not as wet. Not too hard, but enough to get hopefully some decent detail. Okay, so before I show you, I'd just like to thank Ria for doing this video with me today. It was lots of fun. We haven't done it for a while, so it was great. So pop over to Create with Ria and see what she's been up to. She'll have her gel print video on there as well, plus some other things that she's been doing. So go and support her and give her a subscribe. So thank you from Wendy.
And Ria.
Yep, for watching today, and now that we've done this one, hopefully we'll do a few more in the near future. Okay, so here's this one. Just going very carefully. Okay, much happier with that. Much happier. Okay. All right. Let me take it off the tape. And give you a look. All right, so there you can see that the shapes of the leaves are much more defined, and there's some detail there, but also some nice green showing through as well. So hope you've enjoyed today, and subscribe to Wendy's Art and Create with Ria. Thanks a lot. Bye.